and welcome to the Wheel of Crime podcast. This podcast is ran by two ladies who play games, shout profanities, and laugh way too often. Also, this podcast does cover topics of sensitive nature, and as such, listener discretion is advised.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Wheel of Crime podcast. My name is Jen.
Folks.
You're going to have to add drink back into the disclaimer because we're taking a shot. Should we just do that right now?
Oh god, you want to get it over with right away? I feel like
I want...
Did you just say I want it?
I want to get it over with.
Oh my god, okay. I was gonna say we could like banter a bit before we get into it, or I guess taking a shot first, it means that we can get silly with our banter just for our dear listeners.
It's true. It's giving when we first started the show and you made me drink absinthe.
You know what's so funny?
That was horrific.
You're not the first person either who... there's definitely an era of my life that I call the absinthe era, because there's a few people other than you where I see them just occasionally when I go out to do party events, and they're like, I remember you. When I first met you, you had me take a shot of absinthe, and I'm like, that couldn't have been me.
You're the only bitch who would do something like that.
Truthfully, though, absinthe is not that bad. It's just kind of like a little pungent liquor.
She's fucking lying to all of you. It's horrendous.
I like it. I still like it. I just don't buy it because it's very expensive and hard to find. For some reason.
Oh my god, because it's awful.
It is not that bad. It's just kind of like a very
horrible.
Alcoholic mouthwash.
Oh my god, I remember getting fucking crunk on a Thursday night on that shit. And I was like, I don't feel so good.
I remember you being like, thank God I'm walking home. And then I like set you free from my house. After we took like 4 shots of absinthe on my parents' rug. Good old days.
Aw, back in the humble beginnings.
The humble beginnings, basically. All right, well...
Okay, so we're taking the shot or what?
I guess. Full disclaimer, I'm not sure mine is a shot. I wanted to pick something that was kind of like a summery shot glass, because I've been collecting them. This is a peach. And it is so full of gin right now. Like, I was, like, pouring it out, and normally a shot glass is kind of like a glug-glug. I was, like, standing there, it was like a glug-glug, glug-glug-glug, and I was like, I don't think this is an ounce. I feel like this was a bad choice.
You know what? It is what it is. I'm drinking mine out of an espresso cup, so it's fine.
Here, do you want to show your espresso cup to me? So... Oh, that's not so bad. I feel like yours is definitely less than mine, though. It's a very cute espresso cup.
It's definitely less than yours. But, okay, let's do it.
All right. I'm ready.
Cheers.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready here. Hang on. Up to the camera. Cheers.
Cheers. It's spicy.
That was... Hang on.
Oh, she's still going. She took like 3 shots there.
It's fighting back. That's 2 for sure. That was at least 2 shots in 1 glass.
Well, this episode's about to be very interesting.
Literally, I took it, and the gin was like, I don't think so. And started coming back up, and I was like, no, you get down there.
You go down and you do not come back up, sir.
No. No projectile vomiting on the podcast. That is bad juju.
Absolutely not.
Is it
all right,
vomit?
so just so we're all on the same page here. Mm-hmm. So we are going to do a lovely little listener stories episode. So I have selected 6 very juicy tales from all of your submissions. Amazing. And Emily and I are going to read them here today. And then we are going to be taking a short summer vacation as we do. So the podcast will return on Friday, September 5th. So we're going to be off for a little break, but we will be back.
Yes. We say break, but it will be very busy. I was telling Jen before we started recording that I've got like one weekend of camping, and then another weekend of camping, and then I've got a weekend in Calgary, and then I've got a wedding in Vancouver, and somewhere in there I have another wedding. Like, I barely even know where I am anymore, and it hasn't even started.
Emily's gonna be gone.
I'm gonna be a jet setter.
Yeah, she's jetting off on us. But without further ado, should we just get right into the listener stories? Because I'm so excited about
these. You go first today, my lady.
All right, so the first one says, "Hi, Jenn and Em. I have written in before but never made the cut. Hoping you guys see this one. Here we are. Ooh. You made the cut, girl.
All right,
I'm assuming.
Hear it. Yeah, we should have
or
people
boy or
say that
person.
We should have people send in their names or pronouns or some sort of reference material when they submit, but we'll save that for our next one."
Yeah, exactly. So this was a few years ago when I was still dealing with my ex, aka my baby daddy, aka the biggest walking red flag in the state of Georgia. Oh, Jesus.
That's unfortunate.
We were on and off forever, mostly for good reason. He always had some dumb excuse why he couldn't keep a job or why his phone was dead for 3 days straight.
Oh, of course.
Anyway, yeah, of course.
Obviously.
He's a fucking man. What do you expect? He's just... I'll suck.
Jen took her shot of gin. Now she's fucking crazy, guys.
Now I'm pissed. Now I'm pissed at your baby daddy, okay?
We are all pissed at him now.
Yeah, like, I'm mad. I'm ready to fight him. Mm-hmm. So anyway, one night he hits me up out of nowhere. Oh, I was like, he hits you?
That was my thing. And I was like, that's it. He's dead.
He's
gonna get him.
No, he hits her up. Okay, fine. Fair enough.
All right.
That's valid. I suppose he can live for now. Out of nowhere, talking about how he wants to see our kid and make things right. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, whatever, come by tomorrow. He shows up the next day wearing all black, looking real twitchy, and he's got his big-ass gym bag with him. First thing I say is, "What's in the bag?" And he goes, "Don't worry about it." So obviously I start worrying.
As if that's not sketchy as fuck. I've never... Okay, let's just take a slight, like, I was going to say segue. Whatever, let's take a slight sidebar. Has there ever been a day that you've worn black head to toe and been like, I'm not doing sketchy shit today?
I mean, personally, yes, because I did go through a phase of wearing just black.
Yeah, I get it. You were emo. But I mean, like, as a sane person.
I wasn't emo. I was a minimalist, okay?
That's the same thing. Anyways.
Wow, me and this baby daddy are getting roasted by Emily. Okay.
Well, I just took surprise 2 shots of gin, so I don't know what's going to happen next. But no, for real though, that is something though where if somebody I knew just showed up at my house wearing all black with a duffel bag, I'd be like, I don't think so, friend. I think you're actually going to go back wherever you came from, because what the fuck is that?
You got some bad energy following you around today. Maybe let's try again tomorrow.
Yeah, the feng shui of whatever
of your vibe.
Yeah, whatever you're bringing into my home needs to leave.
So valid that she's worrying about it, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
She says, I'm assuming she. Sorry, I'm so sorry if that's not your pronoun.
You should say they.
They, yeah, they said. Where was I?
Baby daddy shows up dressed like a ninja with a duffel bag. That's where we're at.
So they said he's being super weird, won't sit down, keeps looking out the windows like someone's following him. He holds the baby for like 2 minutes, puts him down, and then says he's gotta run real quick, but he'll be back. Spoiler alert, he did not come back.
Well,
he just ghosted you in real life.
I feel like she knew, though, or they knew. Like, the minute this man showed up at their door, they're like,
something's wrong.
Something's a-stirring around here. I don't like where this is heading.
So, like, 2 hours later, boom, boom, boom on my door. It's the police, like 3 of them. One lady cop is really looking around my living room like she knows something, and I'm just standing there holding my kid. going, what's going on? Turns out this man had robbed a pawn shop that morning with a BB gun, stole cash and some old jewelry, a gold chain, and the gym bag he had stashed in my closet before he ran.
Oh,
They
course.
end up, of course.
Of course.
So they end up finding the bag, arresting him later that night. And yes, they tried to ask me questions like I was part of it. I had to show texts and everything to prove I didn't know what he was doing. He got 3 years, and I got a migraine and trust issues. That's so funny.
I love this listener, though, just simply because the tone of this story is so casual. they're like, they got 3 years, and I got a fucking migraine. Like, but honestly, though, not saying all men, obviously. But...
But all men.
But first of all, I can't even... Like, the chain of events definitely is man-coded. And... the whole, oh, I want to come by and I want to do this just so he can, like, use your home as a safe house. Like, also, huge piece of shit. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
What a dickhead.
Yep.
So she says, anyway, love the podcast. Hope y'all keep doing what you're doing. If you read this on the show, tell my cousin Tamika I told y'all first.
You
Sup,
heard that, Tamika? Tamika, you listening?
I hope Tamika's listening.
Right? Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's wild. But again, I love the tone. The tone really sells it for me.
What an icon. Like,
absolutely.
I don't know what I would do in that situation, but I don't think I would be quite as calm.
Oh, I know I wouldn't be. But that's what I mean. Like, our icon, they're a legend.
Some people are just built different.
Mm-hmm. I like how I said our icon. They know. They know what they are to us.
Or they are our icon. Oh my god, that's a lot of
our.
They are our icon.
Jesus, set me free. All right. Well, let's get into my story.
Yeah, take it away, Em.
Hey, Wheel of Crime ladies. What? You said you wanted some wild personal stories with a crime twist, so here's mine. So, back to when I was a kid, maybe 10 or 11. I lived with my mom in a small town in Oregon. Just the two of us, pretty low-key. Or at least, that's what I thought. But looking back, yeah, my mom was definitely not okay. That's unfortunate, by the way, where as a kid, you're like, oh, it was super low-key, and then as an adult, you were like, except for when it wasn't. It was actually kind of high-key.
Except for, something wasn't right about her.
You're like, my parent was definitely fighting some personal demons. But you know what? At least we came there eventually. We got there eventually.
Yeah, it's all good.
Mm-hmm. She was one of those people who thought everyone was out to get her, full of paranoia. She had this gross duct-taped notebook she called her evidence log, and she was always watching the neighbors through blinds. Which, like, first of all, I'm so sorry that was your experience. But this also, to me personally, screams small town.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like your neighbors knew she had this and also expected that from her.
It either screams small town or, like, someone who's, like, having a mental health crisis or someone who is very gone on drugs.
Yes. Definitely some certain elements happening. But she was always watching the neighbors through the blinds, which I will say I might not have an evidence log. I have been known to watch my neighbors through the blinds, so it's a slip.
Sure, we know you have an evidence log, Emily.
One time I came home from school and my whole apartment was wrecked. Couch flipped, cereal dumped out, drawers everywhere. My first thought was, cool, we got robbed. Which again, that's such a kid thing. Oh my god, this is so crazy. I got robbed today.
Wow, weird.
But no, my mom was just sitting in the middle of it all, calmly eating Lucky Charms off the floor. She told me the neighbors had bugged the place and she was sweeping for listening devices. Which, I'll give it to her. I never would have thought to check the cereal boxes for a listening device.
She's just being thorough.
She's very thorough. And it just kept getting weirder. I remember sleeping in the bathtub one night because she was convinced that people upstairs were trying to gas us through the vents. Is this not what I just talked about on the Mad Gasser of Mattoon, though? Where people thought the same thing, that their neighbors were gassing them through their vents?
It is. That's weird.
That is weird. I thought that was
Do you live in Mattoon?
Do you live in Mattoon, listener? Now. We know you used to live in Oregon, but do you live in Mattoon now is what I need
Yeah,
to
maybe
know.
they moved. We don't know.
Yeah. I thought that it was just a thing that parents did. Oh, my sweet summer child. Then, one night, it really went off the rails. I woke up to a flashing red and blue lights outside and cops everywhere. Turns out my mom had broken into the neighbor's apartment with a crowbar to collect evidence. She thought they were running a meth lab. She was literally in their bathroom taking pictures of their shampoo bottles. And to make it even better, she told the cops that she was a DEA agent. Like, she actually had a badge. A fake one. So, they arrested her on the spot. Fair enough. Breaking and entering, impersonating a federal officer, stalking, the whole package. And I got picked up by CPS that same night. Honestly, that part wasn't as scary as it sounds. The social worker gave me a Happy Meal and let me ride in the front seat, which felt like a huge deal at the time. I was going to say, having been
That is
once,
a huge deal.
Oh, that would have been awesome as a kid. Like, maybe not the whole thing, but the night ending with you and a Happy Meal, I'd be like, you know what? Things could always be worse.
Everything's going to be okay.
I could not have a Happy Meal. That would be worse than this.
That would be the worst case scenario.
Mm-hmm. Although I will say her escalation to taking pictures of shampoo bottles in the neighbor's house, I would love to hear the reasoning. Like, not like, obviously there is an escalation happening and it's a mental illness sort of thing. However, like, just the point A to point B to point C, because there's got to be something, right? Like, I'd love to hear how we got there.
It has to be mental illness or drugs. I'm convinced it's one of the two.
Mm-hmm. I ended up bouncing around in foster care for a bit, and eventually I landed with a really good family. Funny enough, the dad was a retired cop. I didn't hear anything from my mom again until I was 19. She sent me this letter with a drawing of a raccoon in a trench coat, and the words, "Trust no one," written in all caps.
Sorry? Hello?
I'm just going to say that one more time. I didn't hear from my mom again until I was 19. She sent me this letter with a drawing of a raccoon in a trench coat with the words, "Trust no one," written in all caps.
Honestly, I would probably frame that and hang it in my apartment, unironically.
See, here's the thing, though. It's both sad and kind of really funny.
I want to see the picture.
I do want to see the picture. So, I still have it, of course. It's both hilarious and kind of sad. Well, I mean, the listener and I are on the same page then.
Agree.
Because on one hand, it's like, wow, my mom drew me a picture. And then you're like, is it a good life lesson? Could be.
Who's to say?
What's the source of this information? We don't know. It's a mystery.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's both hilarious and sad. Anyway, yeah, that's how I ended up in foster care. Let me know if you want a picture of the raccoon letter. It's a masterpiece. Absolutely. Please send us the raccoon.
My God.
I need to see him.
Please email it to us. And with your permission, can we please post it on our Instagram?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Please.
But, of course, only with your permission.
But, like, it's iconic, you know?
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
I love that, but I hate that for you also.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing. That's always the case with your guys' listener stories. They are always a mixed bag of fun, which is one of my favorite parts for sure.
It's so interesting, the lives that people lead and like how like wild things can happen to someone and you just like, you would never know, you know?
Oh, yeah, right? I know. I wonder that too sometimes about us, where you and I have shared the same stories of each other with each other 5 million times, so they're not like crazy anymore. But occasionally I'm like, what if somebody else heard this? Would they too think that we live wild and crazy lives?
Probably.
Not
maybe as wild and crazy as some, but definitely on the spectrum.
Yes. All right, I'm ready to hear your next listener story.
Okay. I picked this one because it related to your episode last week.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
All right. They say, "Hey, besties. First off, obsessed with the podcast." That's the real reason I picked this, is because this person just compliments us, and thank you very much.
Oh, absolutely. We love a good compliment.
We do. Mm-hmm. I started listening like 2 weeks ago, and I've been eating it up. Mm-hmm. You're welcome. I don't know.
Anytime. It's out there.
Feels like I'm just hanging out with friends who love spooky shit as much as I do. Absolutely. Anyways, so here's my story. This happened last October. I had just gotten dumped in the meanest possible way. My ex cheated on me with someone from his work and had the nerve to say it just happened, like he tripped and fell into her. Cool.
See, that's men. Sorry. But that's like one thing where it's like, men will be like, it was an accident. And I'm like, are you fucking stupid or something? What do you mean an accident? What do you mean?
Like, bitch, you did not kiss her by accident.
You did not have a woman fall on your ween by accident with your pants off. Like, let's get a grip.
That's not a mistake.
Yeah,
that was on purpose.
What's even worse is hearing them explain it. Because I have a couple of friends who this has happened to them, and they're always like, well, he said it happened like this. And I'm like, bullshit. Evil man.
We don't like them.
No.
So, I was spiraling, obviously. I needed to go on a big solo find myself moment. So, I packed up my sad little car and drove out to the Appalachian Mountains in North Carolina for a weekend of being dramatic in nature.
You know what?
I feel like that describes you so well.
Won't lie, I love being dramatic in nature. I totally feel this.
That's an iconic sentence.
Feel your feelings out in the woods. Absolutely.
I'm sorry.
When you scream, almost nobody can hear you. And if they can, they just assume it's a wild animal, so.
I will be using dramatic in nature to describe Emily from here on.
Oh yeah, I need a t-shirt that says that. Dramatic in nature.
It's iconic. I am obsessed.
Mm-hmm.
Now listen, I'm not an outdoorsy girl, and I had to Google how to set up the tent. It's literally
That's fair.
Same.
That's Jen, so.
Yeah, I bought trail mix and box wine, but something in me just needed to go sit in the woods and cry and scream into the trees. The first day was actually kind of amazing. It was chilly and quiet, and I felt like the main character in a sad indie movie.
Oh,
I made a fire. That's iconic again, you know? I made a fire, journaled, cried again, and sat under the stars, feeling like I was healing or whatever. But that night, it got weird.
If this has to do with a man again, I'm gonna go on a rage. I hope it's not.
We're ready. We're ready to throw hands with any man.
Oh, absolutely. But that's unfortunate.
For
though.
no reason.
I feel like having a good girl cry or a they cry or a he cry in the wilderness when you're feeling your feelings is like such a healing experience. To have something weird happen that wrecks that totally blows.
Yeah. So around 1 a.m., I woke up because something was crunching outside my tent. And I mean loud. Like heavy footsteps, slow and dragging. Not like a deer. It sounded bipedal. Like a person. I stayed totally still, trying to convince myself it was just an animal. But then I heard what sounded like breathing right outside the tent, like someone was leaning over top of me and just exhaling real slow.
Oh my god,
and then,
I forgot that Bestie was in the Appalachian Mountains. Oh no! Sorry, please
at
continue.
night. Oh god. And then I swear on my life, I heard my name. I think I would throw up.
I would do more than throw up. I would literally die. Like, pass away on the spot. Forget
Heart
it.
attack.
Yeah, you're supposed to be out in the woods by yourself and you're in the Appalachian Mountains and something with dragging heavy footsteps outside your tent is calling your name. No. No.
I'm screaming. Okay, but it wasn't in a voice I recognized. It was all stretched out and wrong, like if I had heard my name and was trying to say it with a broken mouth.
No. You know what's even worse though? Hopefully, and I hope our listener hasn't thought of this, or if they have thought of this, they're over it. What are the chances that whatever this thing was had been listening to you while you were there and that's how it learned your name?
I had not even considered that.
That was my first thought. I was like, how else would
Emily,
it know?
Oh! They said, I was frozen. I didn't move. I didn't even breathe. Then something scratched along the outside of the tent real slow, like fingers.
No.
Kill myself. After what felt like forever, it stopped. No more sounds, no breathing, no footsteps, just silence again. And I laid there until the sun came up with my keys in one hand and a pocket knife in the other, ready to die or drive away, whichever came first.
Oh my god. I've definitely been in that situation before, though, where something's happened to you at night where you're so scared. You're like, what if two things is going to happen? Either tomorrow comes and I survive, or this is the end.
Oh, God. When I finally got the courage to come out, there were these weird marks in the dirt around the tent. Not boot prints, not hooves. I don't even know how to describe them. They looked wrong. I packed up and left so fast I forgot my wine. That's so sad.
I would cry again. I'd cry over Shitty Man, and then I'd cry over this. Like, that's just... I am so sorry.
Like, you just had the worst time in the woods. And I have never gone camping alone since. That is so valid.
So valid. That's honestly one of the reasons why I've never been camping alone, is just for a multitude of reasons. Like, safety usually is the big one. But, like, the chances of you, like, something happening and you're literally alone, I was like, no, thank you. No.
Pass.
At least one other person.
I want to die with company.
I was going to say, what if it happens if it's nighttime and I have to pee? Like, obviously I'm going to wake up whoever I'm with and they have to suffer through the experience with me. I'm not going to do that alone. It's dark outside.
Obviously. Exactly. And it's spooky out there. So they said, I told one of my friends and she was like, girl, that sounds like a skinwalker or something from the deep woods that ain't meant to be seen. Whatever it was, it felt old. Like, it didn't necessarily want to hurt me, just wanted me to know it was there, and now I do. Anyways, love you guys. Thanks for reading my spooky forest trauma. Oh, and I did get back together with my ex because I'm an idiot.
Listen,
well, that's the worst part of it all.
Yeah, I was going to say, listen, I love you. That's actually worse than what you experienced in the woods. That's almost scarier.
I would actually rather be killed by a skinwalker than get back with that man.
Oh my god. But yeah, your friend that mentioned that it has big skinwalker energy, they're absolutely right. But also at the same time, I feel like when I did my Appalachian Mountains episode, that's one of the things we talked about, is because they're so old, that there's just mysterious somethings.
Well, in your episode, didn't you say something about like how the locals are like, yeah, you never go there at night?
Yes, absolutely. That's a big thing. And then also a big thing is if you see or hear something at night, you're not supposed to acknowledge that you heard it. There's a lot of things where, like, say if you're in a cabin, you're not supposed to sleep with the curtains open, like none of your windows open or anything like that. Yeah, if something says your name, that's like a big no-no, because like I said, it usually means what I suggested earlier, which is that it's been watching you long enough to learn what your name is.
I actually really hate that. Oh.
No, that's horrifying. I'm so sorry. The whole thing's horrifying. That man, you're experiencing the Appalachian
Especially
Mountains.
that man.
Oh my god. Oh.
The demon outside your tent. Maybe it was the man.
Well, she said bipedal, and I was like, no! Not another one!
Get out of here.
Leave the girlies with their wine alone!
She's just trying to have a good time and cry. Let her have it.
By herself in the woods, which honestly, like, when thinking about it... Well, thinking about it in like a dreamy, like, fun way, the idea of going out to the woods by yourself to like have like a cathartic yelling experience with a box of wine sounds heavenly.
Honestly, I get the vision, but I probably would never do that myself.
I get too scared. I can't.
Yeah.
It would get too scary. All right, well, let's get into my next listener story that I know nothing about. Big surprise.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la. Hi, ladies. I love these episodes, and I would love to be featured on one. Well, today is your lucky day, mysterious somebody. I'm just going to jump right on in. So, I was 15, and I'd been going to this camp in upstate New York for a few years. Whoa. Upstate New York for a few years. I can say that like I know how to speak English. Just takes a couple times.
Maybe.
That summer, one of the older counselors kind of started flirting with me. Whew. Been there.
I was gonna say.
My snare drum
Emily can relate.
Ooh la la. And I'd been going to this camp. Blah, 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 blah. Older counselor kind of started flirting with me. Her name was Jess. Oh, she sounds like such a cool girl, too. She was 19. Oh, a 19 and a 15-year-old, though.
That's not so cool, Jess.
Not so cool, Jess. She looked like she should have been in one of those teen drama shows. She had the cool older girl vibe, super laid back, funny, and just flirty enough to make my brain explode. Fair enough.
Sounds like you might still be into Jess.
Maybe a little bit, just a teensy bit. But I could see that though as a 15-year-old with a crush. I feel like most crushes I had at that time also made my brain explode. So
yeah,
I see the vision.
General. He was the most mid-man to exist. I was like, oh my god, he's just so great.
And then you look them up like several years later and you're like, him? Really?
What the fuck was I thinking?
Was it hormones? Was it drugs? We don't know.
Just don't hit me over the head with a rock.
Also, yes. So, one night after the campfire, she told me to meet her in the rec room after lights out. Ooh, Jess.
Ooh, scandal.
I thought she was kidding, but it turns out she was definitely not. So I waited until my cabin was asleep and snuck out. Oh, you shady person. You shady they. I see you.
The scandal. The camp scandal.
I was legit shaking, like trying not to step on any branches or trip on my face. Fair. Made it to the rec room and she was already there, just chilling on this old couch in the corner like it was the most normal thing ever. We talked a little, then started making out. Ah! Jesus. Like full on. Ah! Then it was and then it was probably the most intense thing that happened to me at that point. But then I saw something. It's probably not what you're thinking. That's just me inserting. Because I'm like, if you're making out and you see something, usually you're like, ooh la la. But something
a penis?
Yeah. Oh my god. No, I feel like this is not one of those things. Just I got a sixth sense about this.
Yeah, probably not.
There's a big window in the rec room that faces the woods. Oh no. And behind her I saw this pale shape move across it. Oh no. Not like slow either, fast. Like a person, but not. It had no face, just kind of this grayish blur that zipped by and then nothing. It was gone. Yeah, that would kill the vibe, I think.
I would immediately be like, actually, I am not in a sexy, silly mood anymore. I'm gonna just go cry in my bunk, actually.
I'd be like, listen. You're great and everything. Definitely just saw an alien or a mysterious something outside. My boner disappeared. Crazy, right? But anyway, I gotta go home. Or back to my cabin.
Jess.
Bye, Jess. Oh, no. I stopped and she was like, what's wrong? I said, I think I saw someone outside. So we both look and of course there's nothing there. Just trees and darkness and our reflections in the glass. But I swear something was out there. And then it got cold all of a sudden. Like actual goosebumps. Middle of the summer and I felt like I was walking into a fridge. Yeah, usually I feel like when you experience something that's like super outside the norm of what should be happening, that's a good indicator you probably saw something that's like...
not supposed to be there?
Yeah, I feel like that's... you were in the right direction, I feel.
Yeah.
And then, where was I? We left after that. Kind of killed the vibe. Yeah. I told her later, and she was like, oh yeah, people say the rec room's haunted. That's her voice now.
I love that. That's perfect for Jess.
Yeah. Apparently, some counselor died in the 70s falling off the roof, and people see her sometimes.
Jesus!
That's unfortunate, too. On my list of ways that I think I'd prefer to die, falling off a roof is definitely not even in the top 10, so...
I don't know how one falls off a roof. I feel like one is generally pushed or jumps.
See, that's the thing, though. In the couple times that I have been around younger folk, as if I'm like 80 years old or something. But
you are.
But the people who fall off roofs, usually it's either a drinking thing and they lose their balance, or it's something like...
That's true.
It like rained a little bit earlier or something and they think they're good to go up there and then they're not. That's like usually the two that I can think of.
But why would the counselor be on the roof is my question.
Live fast.
Die young?
Yep. I have no other inkling on what would have happened. But we can guess until the day is done.
Listener, if you're listening, please email us and explain.
Yes, if you know. And then, I don't know if she was just trying to mess with me, but a couple other campers had heard the same story. And it could have been my brain playing tricks on me. It could have been a deer or something. I don't know. But here's the thing. I'm just going to interject here. I feel like when you're making out with somebody, especially as a teenager, you're not thinking of anything else. If you were were in the zone, like, bleh, and then got taken out of it because you saw something, that was for sure your brain seeing something. I don't think you could have made that up.
Yeah, like, you're in the moment. You're not, like, focused on the woods, generally.
Yeah, generally. Could have been a deer or something, I don't know, but I swear it felt weird in there. Like, we weren't alone, so yeah, that was the night I almost hooked up with a hot counselor and maybe saw a ghost. I still think about it sometimes, not gonna lie. Camp was wild, man. Preach it, brother.
Emily can relate.
I sure can. What happens for me, it's what happens at band camp stays at band camp and between Emily and Jen for the rest of time. So
exactly.
All right.
Well, let's move on to my final story.
Yes.
Hey, ladies. So I actually went to high school with... Oh, shit.
Oh, no. High school with who? High school with who? Was it us?
Oh, my God. I hope not. I sincerely hope not.
Don't say that. What if they're listening?
Well, don't go to high school with us. That's embarrassing for me.
You're right. Let's just get in the time machine real quick and get that figured out before you go through your 10 pages of listener notes to get back to where you were. What happened?
No one needs to know me in high school. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. Okay. Sorry, my iPad just died, but we got the backup.
Okay.
Hi, ladies. So I actually went to high school with drum roll.
With us? With us?
No.
Oh,
well,
God.
Maybe. I
what
don't
do you mean
maybe? With a suspected murderer.
Oh, okay. So maybe.
Maybe.
oh my God. Okay.
They say, I feel weird about using his real name since the charges were officially dropped, but no one in town buys it. The running theory is that his parents, who own a lot of land in town, paid off the local cops. I am very good friends with the sister of one of his victims. Let's call him Alfred. That's a very specific name.
That
I will be looking it up.
Name. That is super interesting. Okay, I'm very intrigued about what our listener story here is.
It was years ago, small town, the kind of place where everyone knows each other's business, or so they think they do. I wasn't close with him, but I had classes with him and used to see him hanging around the back parking lot with the same group of burnout dudes. Even back then, something about him felt off. He was quiet but not shy. He was the kind of guy who'd sit in the back, never take notes, but would somehow still get decent grades. Sidebar, I always hated those fucking people who never had to do anything and they still got an A. Like, couldn't be me.
See,
could not be me.
Jen feels very particular about this because she was one of those people who always worked really hard academically. I was very happy with just getting a B or a C and living to see another day, but there is a reason why Jen has some personal beef with this.
I do have personal beef, so okay, I'm on your side. He was a murderer, maybe.
Based off this alone.
Sorry, that's not funny, but it kind of is. Mm-hmm. So he was weirdly polite to teachers, but had this stare that made people uncomfortable. Like he was watching you to learn how to act human. I feel like that's a pretty common thing for people who commit murders and other crimes of that nature.
Yeah, you're right. I feel like I can't think of a name right now, but you've definitely talked about this before in some of your stories.
Mm-hmm. I swear to God I saw him smile once and it looked like it hurt his face.
It might have.
Harsh. So harsh. There was this one time in junior year when a freshman's locker got trashed. Like stuff torn up, writing all over her pictures, glue poured into her textbooks. Rumor was it was Alfred, but no one proved anything and no one said anything either. People just didn't mess with him. Fast forward a few years later after we graduated and I suddenly see his name all over the news. Arrests, missing girls, bodies found in the woods not far from where we used to go smoke after school. It didn't feel real. The worst part of it all, when they were excavating one of the crime scenes, they found the body of a 15-year-old boy who was presumed a runaway, but he wasn't. He was the brother of my best friend. Her family was devastated. They still are. I get chills thinking about it. Anyway, I just had to share. Sometimes you really don't know what kind of people you're sitting next to in class.
See, that's fair. And also, I feel like that is something that comes up a lot with people who do commit pretty heinous crimes. And then, you end up speaking with people who do know them. It's always I never would have pictured this. And on top of that, I can't even imagine the hurt the family would have gone through. And of course, our listener, having thought that a family member had run away just to be like, oh no, their body's been here the whole time.
That would be really hard. It's also, it's hard because if the charges were dropped, I don't know, it's hard to say without knowing more details about
of course,
the case. But, I don't know. That's a tough one because they really could have been dropped because that person didn't do it. But, I mean, it, I guess, depends on the town. I feel like that, I mean, I guess it does still happen. But
I would certainly say that context is important for a lot of this stuff. But you're totally right. And the other hard thing, too, is, I feel like sometimes, too, even if somebody isn't convicted with something, you can kind of tell when people are putting on a facade about a lot of things. Is the other thing. So while there might not be a definitive answer on whether or not Alfred did do this or was a part of this or whatever, that type of unsettling feeling is something that people talk about a lot when they do end up finding out that they knew somebody who commits crimes and that sort of thing. So, you know what I'm trying to say? I can see where the parallels are being drawn. And
I'd be curious to know why the family and people around town think that he did it even though the charges have been dropped, because I feel like generally people have a pretty good sense of things, when something's not
and then
quite
too,
right.
If the charges were dropped, usually that means that they have a couple different suspects. They wouldn't just drop their sole suspect unless there was some pretty incriminating evidence that they were maybe not involved. So that's kind of where I'm at. Well, is there somebody else looped in that people don't know about who's more...
It's true. And I feel like sometimes people have a bias. When I feel like in a case when they announce who their prime suspect is, I feel like people tend to form an automatic bias of this is who the killer is. And I think when it's disproven that it's not them, it is hard for people to let go of that. And I'm not saying that's the case, because this person very well could have done it and is getting away with it. That's totally happened before. But I can also see where the bias could potentially come in, even if they were innocent of this crime.
Oh, totally. And for the sake of our listener, just because obviously, this is horrific in the first place, and to be close with the family is just kind of it's kind of a double whammy.
It's very personal and close to them.
Oh, absolutely. I really hope that if it's not Alfred, that at least the person who did do it, gets caught. Because, that's horrific.
And you definitely want justice for your loved ones.
Of course.
You don't want their killer to just be loose and free and not, get any punishment for the thing that they've done and the life they've taken away from you. So I totally understand where they're coming from.
Oh, for sure. I would agree.
But all with that, shall we get into our last listener story for this super summer eve?
We shall. So, here we are. We've got, hey guys, just found the podcast about a week ago, and I don't know how it took me this long to find you, but I'm obsessed now. Thank you.
Aw, you're kind.
Probably because we do zero advertising on anything. We're just kind of I like to think of us as a hidden gem. A really good noodle spot in the middle of downtown somewhere.
Beautiful.
Love it. Anyway, you said to send in stories, and here's mine. It's not murder level, but it's still spooky, and it actually happened to me, so yeah, fair enough. When I was 17, I used to help my aunt clean houses in the summer for extra money. One of the houses she cleaned was this big old one way outside of town. Super pretty, but super creepy too. It just felt off, you know? So I'm upstairs cleaning by myself, and she's downstairs doing the kitchen or whatever, and I'm in this weird little sitting room with this old velvet couch and this super creepy baby doll on a shelf that looked like it hadn't moved in 50 years. That's such like a old person's home thing too.
Yeah, 100%. I can picture it.
Me too.
I can picture my grandma's house.
For real though. I'm picturing your grandma's house too.
My grandma's just an icon.
Absolutely. I was low-key avoiding looking at it because it was giving me bad vibes. Me too. I wasn't even there. Then I hear footsteps in the hall, like actual heavy footsteps. I figured it was my aunt coming to check in, so I open the door and nobody's there. Hall is empty, no sound. I call her name, nothing. I kind of shrug it off and go back to cleaning. Then I notice the doll's facing the wall now. Oh no.
Ew.
It was facing the door before. Oh no. I didn't hear anything move. I didn't touch it, but it was definitely turned around. And I literally said out loud, nope, and laughed it off, but I was 100% freaked out. Like 10 minutes later, I'm vacuuming in the hallway, and out of the corner of my eye, I see someone standing at the top of the stairs. Yeah. Of course. Tall, dark coat. Yeah. Just standing there. Yeah. That sounds right.
Ugh.
Of course.
I think I've seen this film before.
Yeah, I was like, I've been here before.
And I don't like it.
Oh my god. I thought maybe it was the homeowner or something, so I turned off the vacuum and look up, but nobody's there. Like poof, gone. I ran downstairs so fast I nearly fell. I asked my aunt if somebody else was in the house, and she just goes, nope, just us, like it was normal. On the drive home, I told her what I saw, and she just goes real quiet and then says, you saw the guy by the stairs, didn't you? Bitch, you said nobody was home. What do you mean?
She's like, shut up and finished cleaning.
God, she's such a pot stirrer. She's like, wait, did you not see the guy by the stairs? Or like, what was that? Evil!
What an icon.
Like, totally serious. She said other people had seen him too, and that the owners once asked if she knew any priests. So yeah, I know. That's a good question for the cleaning lady, though. Like, girl, you clean houses all the time. Have you ever heard of cleaning energy? What do you know of ghosts?
It's so chaotic to take your niece there to help you after they've asked you for priests.
Literally, you got a Swiffer for ghosts in there? No? Oh, you're gonna have a bad time then.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I never went back there again. Anyways, love the show. You guys are awesome. Keep doing your crepa thing. Oh, Bree, thank you. We got a name.
Ha ha ha. We got a name.
Oh la la. Oh la la. Oh my god.
Bree, our first name.
It's true. That's actually a great note, guys. If you listen to today's episode, we would love to get some names and maybe some pronouns in the future, just in case to clear things up. Although I do have a sense of things from our stories that were shared here today.
But you never know. We like to not misgender you.
That's true, because we are polite citizens.
We are two polite ladies.
We are just the most polite. But yes, that is crazy. And also, I would love to know why it is that when people see or like are in old houses and see the tall, dark, creepy man at the stairs, why that's a thing. Because it's come up so many times now during our time of doing this show.
I know. Like, not even just in listener stories, although a few in listener stories, but like in general stories.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I'm wondering now where I'm like, is there some sort of specific evil entity that we do not have a name for yet that does this kind of stuff? Or like, well, yeah,
men. I'm telling you, I'm screaming it from the fucking rooftops.
No, but
men.
Listen, men have more substance than that usually, just barely. No. So it's a little different.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I was gonna say Jen definitely has a bias. Me too, but. Gotta play the devil's advocate.
Men are fine, okay, guys? I'm just joking. It's just jokes. Although I think my husband is starting to take my jokes a little personally.
I was gonna say he listens to you edit the show at all, then maybe slightly. But I had a lot of fun today. I love it when we do our listener episode. And, of course, if you guys like today's episode, you could always leave us a review and let us know if you liked it too. We could do more of them. We have our website, which is www.wheelofcrime.com if you want to check us out on there. We have our Patreon if you'd like to donate to the show, which is wheelofcrime@patreon. We have our email, which is wheelofcrime@gmail.com if you'd like to message into the show. And if you'd like to follow us on social media, we have Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok, all at Wheel of Crime, because this is just so fun. I love it when we do these things. And, it's always unfortunate that it follows a break, but, as we've spoken about on the show before, we are two full-time gals with full-time jobs, and this is our part-time hustle, and we are only two people.
Exactly. But that's it. That's all. And we will see you September 5th for another new episode. Okay, bye.